All right, it is CPI day, inflation day. We'll talk about what happened month on month, year on year. I got lots of notes about MeetKevin deleting all of his videos and what do I think it means. We can talk about what is going on with inflation expectations, and we have predictions for 7, 12, and 14 rate cuts between now and the end of 2025. And then finally, Patrick Bet David is out warning again about the crash up scenario, or what he is calling the reverse market crash. Folks, let's get into it. Let's talk about CPI. It is important. Again, we were expecting CPI to come in at 0.1 month on month and 3.3 month on month, and they came in soft. We had 0% inflation last month. The last time we had 0, of course, remember President Biden coming out and telling us, hey folks, there is 0 inflation. Maybe he does it again. Who knows? But again, we have headline in at 0. What happened to core? Core is the one we have to watch, right? X energy, X food. Again, expectations were for 0.3. They came in at 0.2. Year on year was expected to be 4.1. They came in at 4. Inflation is rolling over. What about shelter? Shelter is still up, but it's down. Let me tell you, it's disinflation. Shelter inflation was up 0.6 last month, or the month before, and it came in at 0.3. So yes, remember the analogy of the roller coaster, right? Shelter is calculated on a 12-month rolling calculation. So every month, we're losing another high number and replacing it with a low number. Shelter inflation should continue to disinflate for the next 3 to 4 months. So folks, again, we could be under, headline inflation could be under 3% in no short order. So again, pretty interesting stuff. What about rate cuts? We are going to talk about Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and UBS. Let's start with Goldman Sachs first because they are the most conservative. Goldman Sachs believes we will have 7 rate cuts between now and the end of 2025. What about Morgan Stanley? Morgan Stanley is out saying, folks, the Federal Reserve is going to be forced to cut 300 basis points or 12 times. They expect core PCE to fall to 2.4%. They expect 4 rate cuts in 2024 and 8 rate cuts in 2025. Wow. Not to be outdone, UBS tells Morgan Stanley to hold my beer. UBS doesn't think we're going to have 12 rate cuts. They think we're going to have 14 rate cuts. Again, how do we get there? We have inflation rolling over, which again, today we had CPI lower than expected. We get PPI tomorrow, Producer Price Index. We'll get PCE, Personal Consumption Expenditure, in about 10 days. Inflation does appear to be rolling over. What about unemployment? The big difference between Goldman Sachs, who said 7 rate cuts, and UBS that said 14 was unemployment. Goldman Sachs, really Goldman Sachs is in the no landing camp. You can see Morgan Stanley in the soft landing camp. UBS is in the hard landing camp. How do I know that? Their opinions about unemployment. Goldman Sachs believes that unemployment will not get over 4.1%. Morgan Stanley does not believe unemployment will get over 4.6%. UBS thinks it will be over 5%. So again, these are the really differences between a no landing at Goldman Sachs and a hard landing at UBS, hence 7 to 14 rate cuts. And let me just ask you a question. If we had 14 rate cuts and we had unemployment of around 5%, What do you think happens? This is exactly what I think Patrick Bet-David is warning about. Patrick Bet-David, in a video that I just saw this morning called the Reverse Market Crash, talks about how if we get into an environment with lower rates, we do have some more unemployment, but the economy, generally speaking, is still strong. You will see money roll into assets like stocks, like hard assets, like real estate, and the gap between the haves and the have-nots only widens. So again, these are things that we will have to worry about. Again, I want to shout out FedGuy12 on Twitter. FedGuy12, Joseph Wang, you're amazing. You brought the crash up or melt up scenario to our channel about 2 weeks ago. Do yourself a favor, watch the Fed Guy. I think if you just search Fed Guy on my channel, you will see where Joseph Wang highlights that he fears a crash up, or as Patrick Bet-David calls it, a reverse market crash is a possibility. I still can't believe UBS says 14 rate cuts. Can you imagine 14 rate cuts? Wow. Let's talk about Exxon. Looks like Exxon is looking to become a top producer of lithium. Lithium obviously is very important for EVs, their batteries. Looks like Exxon is looking to expand out of simply oil and gas into lithium. Seems like a good strategic move to me. How about Stellantis, aka Chrysler? Looks like Chrysler has issued or will be offering buyouts to half of their white-collar full-time employees. They are looking to reduce headcount. Looks like a spot Bitcoin ETF is on the horizon. People are looking to estimate that in Q1 of 2024. Now let's talk about MeetKevin. I got a dozen notes in the last 24 hours about my thoughts of MeetKevin deleting all of his videos. Again, I met Kevin about 3 weeks ago. I have no inside information, but I did look at it. I don't think he deleted the videos. How do I say that? If you go to his channel, and yes, you and I can't see any videos, but I don't think they're deleted, because if you go over on the end of his channel, it talks about channel details. It still says like 300 million or 300 billion views or some crazy number. I believe if you delete videos, the view count falls. So if he really truly deleted all his videos, he would show 0 views. So I don't believe they're deleted. I believe they are, what are they called? You can basically mark them private. I think that's what he did. I think he marked them private because the view count is still there. I heard some of you reach out to me and says, see, I told you MeetKevin is a fraud. He's getting investigated by the SEC, all of that stuff. Folks, I think what MeetKevin did is exactly what Grant Cardone did. What do I mean by that? I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. Grant Cardone released a cell phone video saying, hey guys, I'm going bankrupt. I'm losing the plane. I'm losing the cars. I lost my portfolio. I'm broke. Do you remember that video? Everybody out there jumped on the bandwagons and said, see, I told you. I was the only guy, and again, on this channel, we keep receipts. I came out with a video saying, this is not how it works. A guy of Grant's size doesn't go bankrupt in a day. He's not going to lose his planes and all of this stuff in a day. You guys are being played. I believe MeetKevin has a bigger plan that you and I don't know about. I think he is trying to rebrand himself. That would be my guess. I think if you look at MeetKevin, he's had 2 lives on YouTube. For the first 5 or 6 years, he was a real estate guy. Then the pandemic hit, and he became the stimulus guy, and he became the guy chasing the latest fad. My guess, given that MeetKevin has now got, I think he's like a stock trader and all these other certificates, my guess is he wants to I don't know how to say this. He wants to remove that part. That is just my guess. I don't know, but again, I think he's playing it. I saw a lot of videos on YouTube talking about MeetKevin this and MeetKevin that. That's you don't delete videos and the SEC goes away. You think the SEC would be a red flag and a half. So I think he has a bigger plan. I don't know what it is, but when you look at all the certifications, he has an ETF, he has House Hack, he's starting to buy property and show walkthroughs. I think he wants to go back in time and be the real estate MeetKevin. I could be wrong. We shall see. CNBC Retail Monitor shows weakness in gas sales, electronics, appliances, and furniture. We should get retail sales tomorrow. We shall see what that has to say, but we did get Home Depot. Home Depot beat top line, beat bottom line, but had weak expectations. They are talking about people being very conservative when remodeling their homes. The CFO said, we expect a year of moderation in home improvement. Lots of people have already done it. Flipping is down, all of those things. So folks, a couple of announcements. First, we are, see if you can guess where we are. That's not a very good view. I will do maybe a different view tomorrow. But guess where we are. Leave a comment below if you have a guess what country we were in. I do want to talk about the Las Vegas event. We are now down to 51 tickets left. 51 tickets. Folks, I believe there will be some time in the next week or so where the tickets start flying off the shelf. If you want to come to Vegas, you want to be around 12 and ask questions of 12 or 13 millionaires, you want to network with 250 other amazing individuals, you have to be there. This event will be like no other. It will be 80% driven by the audience. Most real estate events are put on by people that are trying to sell you something. This event is a celebration. This event in Vegas is a celebration of 50,000 subscribers. I want to give back to you. The millionaires that are coming want to give back to you. So we are going to do 10-minute presentation on one topic we both agree on, and then 50 minutes of Q&A from the audience. So get your questions ready. Come there and also listen to the other questions because I promise you all the questions are going to be great. And then finally, folks, the course, How to Get Started One Rental at a Time, which is changing lives every day, is still $399, but I am giving you a November bonus. If you buy it, I will get an email. I will then email you back asking you what 2 free bonus courses you would like. Perhaps the Buy Box Deep Dive, perhaps Out of State, perhaps Legends of Real Estate, perhaps the ORAP Mastermind with 6+ hours of content. I don't know, you will get to pick 2. Why is this important? Because I've already decided that on January 1st, the price goes to $499. That will be the last raise in price unless I add a lot more stuff. So folks, buy it now, save yourself $100, get $100 in free goodies, and join the Facebook group. The Facebook group is worth the price of admission. The Facebook group is called One Rental at a Time Works. Ask to join and I will approve it. Folks, again, Vegas is almost here. Buy your tickets. I'll leave a link below. CPI lower than expectations. We'll see about PPI and retail sales tomorrow. But yes, can you imagine 7 to 14 rate cuts? Man, crazy. Have a wonderful day. Bye.